Hi, I'm Alfred.
And I'm Letitia.
And this is Restoration with the Singletons.
And today's topic, we're going to be talking about identifying toxicity in the church.
In the church.
We're going to talk about it today. Number one, how do you identify toxicity in the church? It's a controlled environment.
Yes, it is.
You feel very controlled. You do not have the freedom to voice your own opinion about what is not right. Something that's being done is not right. And you know it's not right. Something in you is telling you it's not right. And you're not able to voice your opinion about it. Because if you voice your opinion about it, you will be ostracized, shunned.
Yes.
You are the devil.
Diminished and dismissed.
So this is one of the identifications that you're in a toxic place. We were in a toxic place.
Yes.
And in that place, you were never allowed to express yourself unless you was upholding the leader.
The leader.
Okay? And then in the place where we left, people were taken advantage of. The handicapped, seniors, single moms, regular people.
The wounded and broken.
The wounded and broken are taken advantage of.
People come into the church because they're seeking help. They're wounded. They don't come from a good place. And so all their internal safeguards are disarmed because something says, this is the church. I don't have to be aware of street things or bad characters because these are church people. This is the church. These are the leaders. That's a lie. You never turn off your red flags. However, this happens to people who are not learned, who come from broken homes, who are wounded, who are just looking for a safe haven.
Which was why in my place where I went to church at, I came into a lawsuit. And I was given $10,000 tithes. And the pastor said to me, don't make the tithes out to the church, make it out to me. And flags should have went off inside of me, but they didn't, because I was conditioned and groomed to follow what the leader said. You know, you correct now the elder, they have the whole thing set up so that you can just give them everything. And while you are giving them everything, you are ending up in the long term with nothing. And the second you start talking about it, how they beat you is they start telling everybody that you were with, you know, don't talk to this person is not of us. They just start...
Have no fellowship.
They start teaching hatred. So people that were good to you, people who might have contributed to you, people who might have given you because you didn't have it or you needed it or your family was in need, you begin to start to see them differently as instructed. And this is one of the things that are in the church that we have had to experience. We've experienced that. Because you are conditioned to serve this person. And the second you start talking about it is the second, nobody watch these videos. Nobody do this. Nobody, how do I know? Because people call me. Hey, they just said this. Hey, they're saying that. And even though we left many years ago, it still goes on. So you have to identify with it and don't let anybody
control you. The way you think, what you should question. God gave us our own system of detecting danger and uncomfortability. And when you encounter something, you should be able to question because you're an adult. You're not a child. You're not a convict in prison. You have a right to speak. Now, of course, there is an order. You don't get up, yell out in a disorderly fashion, but you have a right to question. You have a right to answers, because this is where you put your membership. You give your money. You should know where your money's going. You should know where the tithes are being applied to. Because if the tithes are being applied, you shouldn't have to take up a collection to get paper towels and toilet paper for the bathroom on Sunday morning.
Neither should you have to bring chicken. because all the tithes that were being brought into the church covers those things. So you no longer have to give extra because somebody is bleeding you dry. This is the whole thing where they talk about pimping from the pulpit. And this is not in some churches. This is not in all churches, I should say. It's not in all churches. But the church we were in, that was going on. So we get to talk about it. We're not going to expose names. We're not going to expose the name of the church. But we are going to talk about what happened to us, why we left the church, why it is toxic. I spent 25 years there. So I came in broken. I came in not knowing and unaware. But sometimes you can stumble into the wrong hands, and then that hand raise you up, and they're bleeding you dry the entire time. And though they're not taking everything you have, but they are taking a lot of what you have, and the asking never stops. Can you do this? Can you do that? Oh, we having first fruits. Bring food. Now you're going to take food from your children to bring to a leader. No, they're already being taken care of. That's not your job. And please don't tell me about no scriptures, because I personally already know it, and what you're saying is wrong. Then we're going to get on the narcissistic pastors, okay, and the flying monkeys. So these are people who was picked out. We were flying monkeys before.
Yes,
These were people who are picked out to protect that leader.
The leader.
All right. And then when the leader finishes up with you, they toss you to the side. And one of the reasons why we left where we were is because my husband was in the back of the church, and the pastor calls his now wife to come do a Jamaican dance for somebody.
A Jamaican dance in the church, in the sanctuary.
For somebody else's husband. It's just like, dude, no.
Where's the scripture in that?
I'm out of here.
Where's the Bible teaching in that?
And so we left.
I walked out.
And I left.
My wife was not present.
I left a week before, just because after I had a talk with him about all his dishonest ways, And so after a while, you do have to take a stand. You don't have to keep putting in the collection plate. You talking about we were shamed if we didn't give. So you could come to church, you could give your tithes and your offering, and then they start calling your name out. Hey, can you pledge $100? No, I can't pledge $100. I'm a mother on welfare with 4 kids. Why are you even asking me for $100? What about my children? What would I have to give them later? It doesn't really matter, because it is always about the narcissist supply.
Feed the supply.
So, these are all toxic things that go on in cults. Because in true churches, they know how to handle business. When the tithes come in, they know how to have a budget. They know how to also get grants. They know how to do other things
and
that they're not constantly.
Gets a salary.
And the pastor chooses to get a salary if that's his choice. Not, oh, I take the money, I don't take the money. Not, oh, I don't never report to the IRS. Oh, we're having these appreciation services.
Birthdays.
We're having birthdays. You're having all these celebrations, and every year your part that you got to give goes up. No, that is a toxic place.
And that's also illegal. The IRS says that you don't get to celebrate your birthday in church. Why does the pastor get to celebrate his birthday in church and get gifts? That's illegal. He doesn't get an appreciation. You don't get an appreciation. That's illegal. And also, for any church leader at all to ask or try, demand, beg, or shame any denominational monetary gift is illegal. The tithes are acceptable in the eyes of the government. You get a tax write-off for that. But your offering is just that, an offering, a free will, love gift. Nobody has a right to tell you how much to give. If you drop a quarter, it's okay.
And here's another thing. When everybody comes out, oh, we're selling this, we're selling that, that's not to be done at the pulpit. That is not to be done in front of the pulpit. That is to be done outside of the church area.
Sanctuary.
So, and all of these pyramid schemes. Please, we were sucked into so many things. Hey, I'm doing this. I want y'all to do that. Of course they do,
Come in and
because
sign under me.
they're getting paid for you. And then later, they don't even know you. So we are making these videos because we want to inspire you, okay, to invest enough in yourself and your own family that you too will make it. That's really what we want to do. Another thing our old pastor did was he tried to tell us how much sex we could have.
Not here.
He
Not in
stood
this
up.
house.
He stood up and said, "Some of y'all is having too much sex." See what I'm saying? It's just crossing the lines. This is how you know the place that you are in, it is not the right place. And everybody around you is either, some of the people didn't leave the church because they committed adultery. So you got elders in the church who's running around on their wives. And then, you got some of the females in the church that was friends of the wives that seeing their husbands. There is just the whole place. It should just have Ichabod on the outside of it, because
the glory of the Lord has departed.
Even Jesus flipped tables. We flipping tables today.
Thank you.
Because we are allowed to do so. If something happened to you, you can say something about it. You don't have to be worried about it. And though what will happen is they will try to quote scriptures and they will try to pray prayers, but they all are in vain, because God is true. So you shouldn't ever worry about, oh my God, they're gonna pray, because that's another thing. They try to inflict fear. So we were told if we leave the church, we're gonna die. If this one leave the church, they're gonna die. And then we're watching for people to die because they left the church, because that's what we was told. And you might be saying, well, Dad, you believe that? Yes, I did. Yes, we did. But now we know.
Let me tell you something. I don't care what scriptures you quote. I don't care what prayers you pray. Ain't nobody dying. Ain't nobody sick. Ain't nobody falling graveyard dead. Understand that? Get that. Ain't nobody falling graveyard dead. Ain't nobody sick. Ain't nobody dying. We doing better than we ever left. We are continuing to flourish. And the Bible says, if you see something and you don't warn a person, you're going to be accused and you're going to be charged with that sin. So you know what? We are here to expose and let it be known and to warn those who don't know.
And we was also asked. We were asked for many years to come out and talk.
Yes.
But I wasn't ready to talk. I wasn't ready to talk because I needed to heal. I needed to understand. See, there's an emotional trauma that happens. And for some people, they're like, because those people are a part of the exposure. So everybody that's in it is the people who's going to be against it. But the people who are like me, who are hitting me up, hey, this happened to me. You get tired after a while. And then after a while, you understand. When you come from, like I said, a place of, I didn't have a home. I lived everywhere, as a child. And then I find this place. But the thing that also frees me is I saw so much wrong. It just wasn't right, and then after a while, there's something going off in you and you can let the fear go, which is why I always tell everybody, you have to lose your fear. Lose the fear. Be bold. Dare to do something different.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about dare to come against good leadership and dare to come against the body of Christ. No, I'm talking about coming against the narcissist in the church who's already taken advantage, like I said, of the handicap, all right, who's talking people, their families are supposed to be their beneficiaries. They are talking people out of their money and having you sign over, and you don't know no better, so you sign it on over. It's really a shame what's going on. Is Jesus flipping tables? He's flipping tables.
When people come into the church, they have no idea about church etiquette or church behavior. These narcissistic leaders give you a design of their own making and shape you into their image. Oh, you don't know nothing. You're not saved yet. This is what saved people do. This is how good. This is the order of this church. This is the way it goes. There's order in heaven. There's order in here. There ain't no order in there. The only order is what the leader and his narcissistic mind is dictating
That's
so he can get
right.
more supply from you.
Exactly.
Now, a healthy leader, he knows how to lead. He is concerned about God's people.
And God's work. And his work. And his work. That's why we do outreach, because the work. It's a blessing to be able to bless people. It's a blessing to know that the Lord is leading you to go to a place because he has a need for his people. You don't really know because you're not Christ, but he knows. So you go there, you start distributing out stuff, you meet everybody who tells you, thank you. The Lord knew I was on my last. I didn't have this or that. And then you are fulfilling what it is. Another thing for me is why I ran to outreach is because so much stuff from the community is being taken. It's being stolen.
Designed for the community.
Designed for the community and just being taken in-house. So for us, we love doing what we do because we get to go out here and help so many people. And the drive to help the people is that we got. You know, we got. And so therefore, if you got, sometimes it could have turned out differently. I could have said, I'm going to go pick up a drink. I'm going to go do drugs. I'm not going to believe in no more God because this is just crazy. No, what it did was it made me stand stronger. It made me walk further, you know, and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to tell it. I'm not afraid to.
Right.
I'm not afraid to tell it. I'm not afraid of consequences. I'm just not going to be afraid.
Nothing.
Why? Because it's my story. It happened to me, and I get to tell it, and I get to expose the nonsense that's going on. Cause somebody is tired, but they don't know how to rest. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand how to find your rest. And this thing is really about identifying. So if you're sitting in the place and it's time for you to go home and they're telling somebody to go to the usher, go to the back, don't let nobody out. You are being held.
Against your will. Because
you really want to go home, but they telling you not to leave. Now later, because somebody else want to leave, that's not happening. Because no, we all want to leave, so we're going to get in here, get your money, and get out of here. But no, somebody telling you not to leave, or you got to be in the church, all your time is spent at the church. All of it. That's not godly. And a lot of things also that is identifying where these flags are going to happen at is, wait a minute, why do you want me here more than I need to be home? I need to be building my own marriage. We shouldn't be here and you telling us where to go on vacation and you telling us where to move and you telling us where should we work, where we shouldn't work, and they're going to, oh, we never did that. You did it.
Oh, the devil is over there. If I was you, I wouldn't do that. If I was you, I wouldn't go there.
Everything is the devil. When we first started this ministry, the pastor sent word through another member, and she said, hey, the pastor said, the devil is over there. Be careful. You know, but the sad thing to me was the devil was always where I was. And I needed to be careful, but I wasn't careful enough because I got bamboozled out of a lot of money. I got bamboozled out of a lot of time. But here is the blessed part. The blessed part is I got out with some of my youth still, right? I'm still good. Some people died there. They died under that whole ministry. They died not really being able to live the life that was promised to them. Their potentials were lost because somebody else was over it. Somebody else was controlling your life. We're not talking about the life that you have in Christ. No, we're talking about your life. And, you know, I remember when my pastor would call a prayer line, and he said, all those people that's coming into a lawsuit, I want you to get up. You know, and the sad thing is now when I look back, it's like, oh, snap. But now it's too late. You know, it's really too late. But my reason for these videos, and I'm not really minding who doesn't want it, because who is for? It's for. They're gonna have it. Those are the people in the Zoom with us. This is what's going on. But for this format, this is really about, you have to be very careful when you walk into a place and you don't have the power to walk out. You have to be careful. So just taking in mind that if something is telling you deep down inside that is wrong, and this may not be right, it may not be right and it's
Listen
wrong.
to the voice.
And you may not be able to go no higher because sometimes the higher ups are all involved. And like I was saying, in my place of worship, what was happening was nobody was being taken down because everybody had dirt on the pastor. So, you could keep going and sleeping around with the women in the church because the pastor himself is doing his own thing. He's doing his own thing. And so therefore you can't I won't say he's sleeping around with the women in the church. I'm gonna say that because I don't have no proof of that. But I'm gonna say is he's so busy stealing money. You know what I'm saying? He's so busy doing his own illegal stuff that everybody else gets to stay where they are. And that right there is a place, that's a toxic place.
A place of dysfunction.
It's a place of big dysfunction.
How can anyone correct you when they are not corrected? A leader is one, as the Bible says, without blemish, who's living a lifestyle that's clean, who is quiet. Now, anything that you tell your leader should be in confidence. That's recognized by the court of law. The same thing as if you told it to your lawyer. But if you tell your leader something, your pastor, okay, the shepherd, and 10 minutes after you walk out the office,
he calls somebody that's in prayer on their knees. He's sending the usher for them. Tell this person to come in here. Let me tell you something. This is what's going on. We don't even care. We don't even know. All we know is we just came here because we're trying to get closer to God. We have made this place into a family. You're taught to kind of get rid of your family, make these people your family, but that's another video. But at the end of the day, there's no confidentiality. A lot of people are going to be upset. We don't care.
Not at all.
A lot of people are going to disagree. We don't care. So you have to find, but for all of you, FOM, how y'all doing? I love y'all always. For all of you who are out there and who really need to understand, how do I identify? This is how you identify. It's too much control. You have to get yourself back. You're going to lose your identity. We lost our identities of who we are because somebody else is thinking for us. It was said to me by a family member, okay, in there, that, hey, if he told y'all to go jump off a bridge, you would go jump off the bridge. That's Jim Jones stuff all day. So what you have to do, you have to be very careful on what's happening to you, and let nobody use you. What they like to do in a toxic church is take all your ideas and get the credit for it. Take all your ideas and get the money for it. That's why you can't have that. Let them think of their own creative ways on how to let their ministry flourish. Because if it's going to flourish, you can, you pick certain people to do certain things. Oh, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to get the staff. Notice the key word. The staff. Not freebies. Not freebies. They want to take, but they don't want to give. But they want you to give. There's a lot of extortion going on. There's a lot of things going on that we didn't know about.
No.
We didn't know about, but we learned about it and then we got out, right? Because, and please don't testify about the Lord. You ain't testifying about the Lord. You got to put him in it. He gonna whisper in your ear, come here, tell them about this.
Me and this ministry.
Me.
And this ministry.
How I, and that's where you get stuck on. How I, not what the Lord really did. The Lord is a part of it, but he's a smaller fraction. You don't notice that he's a smaller fraction because in your mind, no, the Lord is big. No. He's bigger than the Lord because he says so. And then he's going to tell everybody else about how it's okay for him to marry the whore in the church. right? She's sleeping around all around town, but he's going to marry her and then come back and tell you that the Lord said it. And here's the sad thing. You believe that the Lord said it. You no longer have the power to get up and say, I'm getting out of here. This is wrong. This is wrong. We got babies from other members in here, married to people in here. This whole place is a mess. And only thing we're going to keep saying is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord.
No.
It's not even happening. What's happening is sickness is overtaking bodies. Why? Because you're eating wrong, you're doing wrong, and you ain't thinking about getting your own self together. Hey, listen, I can't eat that. We can't keep serving this because this is contributing to cholesterol, bad health, high blood pressure, diabetes. You
can't shout it out. You ain't gonna fast it out. You ain't gonna pray it out. You need to have a healthy mind. When they ask you, do we serve the Lord with our heart or with our mind? You serve the Lord with your mind. All right? Because the heart, according to the Bible, is desperately wicked and deceitful. Who can know it? It says you have to have a made up mind that you're going to serve the Lord. So that means that you don't turn off your vision. You don't turn off your senses. What's going on? If it's wrong, your mind is going to tell you this ain't right. No. I shouldn't be thinking like that. It's me. It's not me. My internal right is telling me that this is wrong. And I don't care who's doing it, who don't like it. That's it. Because the narcissist will continue to let wrong abound so that they can profit off of it, so that they can profit off of you. And that's wrong.
Because all you are is supply. Nobody, it's not real love.
No.
It's straight up, I need you to come back here, 2-3 times a week to keep giving me your money. I need you to keep giving me money. I'm going to keep telling you, and I'm not going to, and then you're going to be taught, don't ask me what I'm doing with the money because God going to get me. Don't worry about it. It's just, you just give it. And then you do just give it because you've been, hey, wait a minute, God is going to get them. Yeah, but you just gave your blessing away when they asking for your bill money. The saints, if you give your bill money, the Lord going to bless you. No, you was already blessed.
That's a lie.
You was already blessed when you had the bill money, but now you gave it to the church. So your blessings are gone. They have wings. And you wonder why my refrigerator ain't really full. Because you're too busy filling up somebody else's refrigerator. You don't know no better. You don't know no better, but you're going to come against, oh my God. No. What happens is God is a revealer. And sin is to be exposed. So today things are exposed. You got so much pedophile. If you ask the women to be in the Me Too, what happened? Right up in here, if those women who are now women, if those young girls back then who are now women start talking, it's going to be Me Too. Me Too. Me Too. A whole ring. Then what's going to happen is, no, now you better go and get these leaders, some of these leaders to go and register as pedophiles because they are just all messed up and messing up everybody else as they continue to go forward, right? As you think they're going forward. But if you look a little more carefully, they're afraid. They're just afraid little rabbits because the second your money stop coming, they ain't got no way to make it.
Find some new
they
supply.
have to find new supply now. They gotta love bomb somebody else. They gotta be charismatic to somebody else. Charismatic to somebody else. Yes, I can't get the word right. It's okay. But they gotta give it to somebody else because somebody else is going to be giving that supply. So guess what? Don't let it be you. If it was already you, stop it. If you was able to get out, congratulations. And for all of y'all that I spoke to who did make it out of there, thank God we made it. Okay? We're going to give an air high five because we made it out of there. So it doesn't really matter. And somebody may be saying, well, Dad, they seem very, yes. Because things is emotional. Now if I was the person getting over on somebody, I would, and I was a narcissist. Now my whole, the whole mannerism of the way that I feel and think about it, it would just be, well, that's dumb. Nobody told them. This is how you know. Nobody told them to give that. We nobody put a gun to their head. Nobody had to put a gun in your head. They just kept you there for hours and hours until they skillfully manipulated you. Skillfully manipulated you out of your stuff and manipulated the person right next to you to believe that if you're not giving, you are wrong.
You're
are
cursed
the devil.
with a curse.
You are cursed with a curse because I'm not talking about tithes, because I totally believe in tithes. I'm talking about giving all that extra stuff, everything extra. Oh, we need this, we need that. I already said that. I'm gonna say it again because this is my channel. And if you don't want to hear nothing on my channel, do yourself a favor. Keep scrolling. Okay,
ain't for you.
We're not looking for your subscriptions. We are here to help the people who are being abused, spiritually abused.
Yes.
You are using that word and you are hurting people with it. And then you got the audacity to talk about hurting people, hurt people, but you are the people who are hurting people. All right. Then you also got the nerve to say, yeah, you know, they got a whole new thing going out. The church hurt. People been hurt in the church and they're going to tell a story. And you don't have the power to control to make somebody not tell their story.
Any leader that hears a member or anybody tell them how they were hurt in another church and or that's just church hurt, they just run around, or they just disobedient, they don't want to listen to nothing, that lets you know you're dealing with a narcissist. Because any ministry not concerned with the people, not just the members, but the community.
Because the church is made to serve the community.
You got all these churches in the worst neighborhoods, and everybody walking in and out. Now, you got so much power in the church. Oh, speaking in tongues, rolling on the floor, running around the church. But yet, when the thug is outside, you got your head down and clutching your Bible when you scurrying into the church. You in and out. No. He said power. Those are the same ones that need the witnessing. Those are the same ones that need to be servants. Those are the same ones that need a word. So it's not, oh, church hurt is nothing. They just disobedient. They don't want to obey. Obey what? The wrong thing? Obey a bunch of lies? Be scammed? Something he said that we now using. If you don't stop it, it won't be stopped. And it stops now, and it stops with you.
It stopped. And remember what I said. You will be blackballed. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be put on, all right, not blackballed, right? You're going to be put on a blacklist, all right? Because you are raising up against, when I went to first start my outreach, I was put on a blacklist. It was told to everybody.
No, first he asked how much money we had.
Oh, I forgot. First he asked how much money y'all got.
This is a good thing. Hey, we could use that.
Ask them on it. Go over here also, cause see, they want to take what you got, cause they thought it was gonna be another stream. No, it's not another stream. This is solely for the people.
Thank you.
And God is so wonderful. I just had enough, But getting back to this, you will be blacklisted. So, yes, understand that the second you start to speak out, you will be out. But you know what happens when you're out? You are now in. You're out and now you're in. You are no longer in control when you leave your house blessed and go into the church and feel stressed. You don't have to worry about doing that no more. Because we used to go there, we would be happy, and then he's gonna make sure you sad.
You ain't saved.
What
you smiling so much for? That ain't holiness.
Okay, get down there and pray. Go fast. While they eating, they got you fasting. You got to be careful. And then another lady, she told me somebody in there was a legend. This person ain't a legend. This person is messed up. This person messed up person. There's no legend here. This is a bunch of foolishness, and this is why I stopped talking to a lot of people. I stopped talking to a lot of people because the level of craziness, it's just absolutely crazy. The level of craziness is so high where I don't even think they believe it. They just want to be a part of the drama, the trauma,
in the forefront.
you know, in the forefront. And they don't leave because nowhere else will recognize them. So if they leave that place, they may not sit up on a pulpit. They may not be the runner-up person. They may not be able to lead out, get the offering, sing a song. You know, they may not be able to do these things because somebody else, you have to work for it. And this place, you don't have to want it. It's just going to be given to you, and you. Come up here. You're going to go and be an elder. No. The Lord got to call somebody to be something. But they're going to tell you. And then you start becoming these things. And now guess what you owe them? You owe dues, right? Now, you was just a regular member.
A lay member.
You only had to pay $25. No, we're going to make you all these extra things because we're going to get extra money. Why? Because this is a cash flow. Now I'm not only getting your tithes, I'm not only getting your offering, I'm getting your dues, I'm getting this. So yes, this is an exposure. They got a thing I'll say, pimping from the pulpit. Baby, they pimping real hard over there. Why? Because they got to get up and they have to constantly keep picking people to tell the story. So you can be there for all these years, but what do you really have to show for it? You don't have nothing to show for it. Nothing. All you have, you know, he would always preach, yes, get your house because, you know, for rent, you won't have nothing but receipts. Well, you stay there and all you got is receipts.
You ain't even got no receipts. You ain't giving you none. Well, let me tell you something. They want to give out all of these titles and people racing for position. We were due, paid for them. We didn't want them. We left. Because once you leave, oh yeah, they only left because they was only here for a title. Keep your title. We don't need it. Our title comes from the Lord. All right, so we don't need your title. We didn't accept your title. We took the classes, paid for it. We don't want it. Don't need it.
Here's a tip. Take it, keep it, have
That's
it, it's
all
yours.
it is.
But the blessing part really is you have the power to identify what's wrong here. And nobody gets to feel no kind of way. So everybody that's mad, too bad. And everybody who has learned something, that's a blessing for you because you'll understand. See, some things got to be told. Because when things are told, you understand some things got to be exposed. It's just too much crime going on over here. So at the end of the day, there has to be, at some point, you're going to be accountable. You know, I'm not talking about accountable with the Lord. I'm talking about right here. You will be accountable because you are taking from people in the community who don't really have nothing, who you're trying to build off of, and then you throwing these, you know, you just narcissism all over the place. But this is one of the reasons why we left and we were ostracized and we don't care. You know, so it is absolutely okay. So I want to say to all of you, if you need to identify the toxicity in your church, just listen at some of these things that I talked about. Like I said, the money, the placement of position, you know, sometimes the people who got money is the people who are in position because these are the people who are able to give. But I want you to understand if you're feeling controlled, you don't really know what else to do. Some people, like I said, they done died there. They didn't really even get to live their best life because they were told X, Y, and Z. You know, you telling some people don't take their medication. And then when they stop taking the medication and you might get sued, then you turn around and said, I never said not to take the medication. You know, you need to help yourself out because your life matters. And it is important to you to live your life on purpose. And with that, you probably know what I'm going to say next, but I'm going to say it anyway. Have a blessed day.